What's up guys, this is Brian from Whisper Status 74. This is a tech therapy video. We do these videos from time to time to break up the content and to also speak directly to the community. If you're new to the channel, you're new to the community, welcome. I'm Brian. I'm just a regular person talking about technology and how it impacts our everyday life. I do mix up the content quite a bit, so I apologize if the content seems inconsistent. This is a video where I speak directly to the community, and I do feel it's a community and a family. And this video is going to be about Michael. Michael, who I did a video for about a month ago about the Samsung Q90 and the LG C9. Here you're looking at the Samsung Q90R, in my opinion, far and away the best LED of 2019, and the one that I recommended to Michael a month and a half ago at the 82-inch size. And here you'll see the LG C9 at 77 inches, my personal favorite display. And the differences, in my opinion, is they are both amazing displays, but they are both very, very different, which is so important as to what Michael likes himself. So those are two displays that Michael was choosing from. The question was, he had a large room, a bright room. He was looking at these sizes. He was replacing this display. And the Q90 was the display that he was asking me about, which again, as I said just previously, was my favorite LED of last year. I also like the Q9FN the year before. He also was coming from a Samsung. And I did a video, which I'll link below, where I really asked you guys as a community what your thoughts were, as he had narrowed it down to the very popular LG C9 and the 82-inch Samsung Q90R. And I looked at his room, the room the TV was going to be going in, and it was not super bright. It was fairly large, and I thought the Q90 was the best choice. Now, what's interesting is I chose the Q90 even though the LG C9 is my favorite display this year. And I don't have the Q90, I don't have a C9 right now, but my recommendations to you guys is never going to be about the display that I have. Over 700 videos that are on this channel, and I'll never tell you to buy anything. I'll never say, buy this. This is the end-all, be-all. You have to get this, as there is no perfect display. But I do have to say sorry to Michael, as that video, which again I'll link in the description below, the feedback from you guys was amazing. I think we have the best community on YouTube. I think we have a healthy community, a very knowledgeable community, and a very polite, positive community, which is rare, as we know, especially in the tech space. And if you go back to that video and see all of the recommendations, they were very fair. They were I had people that had the Q90 that said, I have the Q90, but I wish I had an OLED. Other people said that, I love the OLED, but the Q90 is definitely better for that room. The amount of feedback that you guys gave, I'm so proud of that video, just because of the comments in there were so impartial. They were objective, and they were so helpful. Where things got tough for Michael is he went ahead and got the Samsung Q90R. You can actually link, if Michael comments, you'll link on his video, go back to where his YouTube is, and you'll see the videos that he did of the Q90. Q90 is awesome. Unfortunately, by having it delivered, he went to PC Richard & Son, and I've already done a video covering them, and we'll see if they help him here. If they don't, we'll be doing another video about them, because as of right now, I can't really recommend purchasing from them in terms of their return policy. But that's a whole nother video. So Michael gets the Q90, 82 inches. You guys can imagine how large that display is. Now, before we go any further and talk about poor Michael or poor anybody that buys something this expensive, I understand that a lot of people, when they see videos like this, they'll say, well, what's the big deal? If he's got that kind of money. Guys, finance is not my business. And finance is a variable thing. If you spend $500 and that's all you can afford, that $500 is basically $5,000. So I'm not going to pretend to know anybody's finances. I will know it doesn't matter what money people spend. There's really very few wealthy people in this community that we have here. It is important money to everybody. And he researched, he saved, he budgeted, and had a display in mind. he got all of our feedback. He did his own research before he even came to me, and he knew what he liked. And that's going to be pretty much the tone for this entire video, is knowing what you like. So he gets the Q90. Now, before we go any further into the video, what we talk about when purchasing a display is size, budget, before anything else. Once that's figured out, it is your usage, your environment, your usage. Do you play games? Do you watch movies? Do you watch sports? Michael does not play games. He watches regular cable. He watches sports. And his family watches other various content. We're going to give them a shout out in a minute because I need to apologize to them. And for his environment, it is a little bit of a brighter room. It's a large room. So that is important. OLED might not do well in that room. It will do well in a home theater or a darker room where you can actually control the light. So back to the story. He gets a Q90, has it delivered to him. They set it up, and he says to me, the frame seems like it's warped a little bit. It's not quite matching up to the wall. He pays extra for the Samsung gapless mount. So he pays a few $100s for that. He pays an additional $300 to have it mounted so it's flush against the wall. So now we're at a certain price point, which I imagine is very expensive. I don't have the price offhand. Plus, he's already another probably $500 into mounting this display. The coating on the Samsung is excellent, the anti-reflective. He could also see that it had ripples in it, meaning that chances are, and this did happen, when they loaded it up, it went on its side. I don't mean its side, but long, lengthwise. And it stood up on its own. And chances are it was bent. So it gets put up on the wall. The picture looks fine, except when it's off, you can definitely see there's this ripple. And you can't really chance that because you have no idea if it's been dropped, if it's been kicked. And honestly, when content was playing, he couldn't really see it. But the fact of the matter is it was there. I would never accept a display of that kind of expense to not know if it's going to be okay. Especially knowing how it is to deal with Samsung, Sony, and those guys after the fact is terrible. So he puts in a return. They're okay returning at PC Richards. Not for your money back. Doesn't matter how long you've had the display. There is no money back. There is exchanges. Be very careful with exchanges. Michael did not know that going in. You're all going to say he should have done his research. It's not clear as day. I looked through the warranties. It's not. It's buried in there. Especially at TVs over 50 inches, there is only switch outs. Okay, not a big deal. He likes the TV. He orders another one. You can see this one on Michael's video as well. TV's on. It doesn't look nearly as good as the first one. He puts up a scale because you can see some dirty screen. He puts up a white scale and a gray scale. And there's a golf ball size dead area of just dirty screen effect. And you can see it clear as day. He contacts them again. Now Michael does not want to go with another Q90. Now I will tell you that Samsungs are beautiful. They are vibrant. They can get, there are, I think, due to how many there are, there's a lot more Samsungs out there. There can be a high defect rate. I've had many defective Samsungs. I recommend them because it's still a small portion compared to how many are out there. Michael's already spent how much in terms of delivery, even if it's included. He's tipping his drivers. He's taking time off from work. It's disrupting the whole family. And now he wants to know what he has to look for. This is where things get dicey. We've already gone through the research. He already knows what he wants. Now, more important than the usage is what do you like? What is important to you? I can tell you all day that the brightest TV in the world is the best. It's too bright for you. I can tell you all day that the smallest, most pristine OLED at 55 inches is the gorgeous, most beautiful picture you've ever seen. If you want a 75-inch TV, that display has no function for you. It might have function for you. And we're going to circle back around this. So Michael is a regular person. I mean that in the sense that we're all regular people. But he's not an AV home theater nut like the rest of us. And I mean that in the most complimentary way. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole group. We can all be together. Michael is just buying a TV. And he found this channel. And some other channels as well. He did his research. But we responded to him. And Michael has two Q90s. He's frustrated. He's pissed off, understandably so. This is supposed to be a good experience. And all of a sudden, it's an absolute nightmare. Now, he's now researching again. Here's the thing with research. There's not that many TVs out there. The top of the line TVs this year, the high-end ones, where there is the Sony A9G, there is the Samsung Q90R, there is the LG C9. Those are the three top. Everything below that is still amazing. Don't get me wrong. But he's already at a Q90R. And anything kind of below that is going to be a little bit of a drop-off. He loves the vibrancy of Samsung. And a lot of people want to argue that Samsung doesn't have a specific look. It does. You can make a Samsung look any way you want. You can turn the colors down. Their color, their QLED, whether you like that image or not, it's unmistakable. Samsung. Sony has a different look. They are their own signature. LG OLED, Sony OLED. Doesn't matter which one you like better. Actually, it matters which one you like better. They are very different from one another. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is Michael kind of lost track of what he likes because there's so much information. And not only that, is when he started to wander outside the channel, he started to get other opinions. They were more forceful. It was more about, you got to get an A9G. You have to. You have to get a C9. C9 is the best TV ever made. People that have it, people that don't have it, people that are fans of it are starting to hit him up. Now, he's looking for help, which is why we're here, which is what this channel is all about. And his family. This is a shout out to Dee, Brianna, and Taya. This is his family. His fiance, their daughters, they're in this environment. And here's Michael. He's a strong, independent guy, and he's freaking out over a TV. And they're confused. They love the Samsung. Now, people in other communities and even our community would tell him, dude, they're going to love the C9 over the Samsung. Dee, Brianna, and Taya, hi guys, are saying, we love this image. Now, he's arguing back, the C9 is the best image money can buy. OLED is this. He's showing her videos. He's showing everybody videos, and he's getting all this information. He's making himself crazy. He's making them crazy. LG C9, my favorite display this year. Michael and I are very similar people. I've talked to him on the phone, similar backgrounds, similar styles. It doesn't mean he's going to like it. It doesn't mean it's going to work for him. But he's out of options. The store is losing patience. Even though they have two defective TVs, they're also pushing him towards an OLED. They're more money. He orders a C9. 77-inch C9. He gets it. He likes it. C9 is smaller. And because the C9 is streamlined and slim, it's even smaller than the size difference in terms of its diagonal size. It's more slight. It's more elegant. It's not as bright. It's not as vibrant, especially in a room like that. It has a different look. So he gets it. He seems happy. I think we're good. I get a text that Dee and the girls hate it. Now, are Dee and the girls wrong? They like what they like. My wife and my daughters like our projector, which is 1080p and like $500. More than they've liked any OLED or any of the TVs that we have here. They're like, eh. They like my sound bar. Does that mean they're wrong? They like what they like. And that's what we're talking about here, guys. What happened with Michael, and this is where I have to apologize to Michael, Dee, Brianna, and Taya. They don't even have the TV they like. Because Michael found me and found this community, which I think helped him immensely, there's a certain part where it became too much. There's such a thing as too much information. I'm doing it now. Hypocrisy is part of what we do. Many of us, different channels, different communities, we share communities. But what Michael was finding was that it became where this display is the end-all be-all. A9G, end-all be-all. Vizio, TCL, whatever. It's not accurate. Perception is truth. Michael liked the Q90. He may have been better off with a Q80. But what ends up happening was, if I had met Michael outside, or if we had just talked initially, if we didn't have this previous conversation, I would have told him to go to freaking Costco, spend $2,000 on a freaking Vizio. He would have been happy. He was coming from a Samsung 2011 LCD. Any display this year in 2019, from your Hisense to your TCLs to your Samsung NUs, would have been an improvement over what he has. The problem is they don't like the TV. They're not wrong for not liking it. It's not their style. It doesn't fit their environment. But here's the key thing, guys. He recognizes that the LG is more accurate. He recognizes that there's more detail in the image. So, in theory, is it a better display? If he doesn't like it, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't gel with what his daily usage is, if his daughters and his fiancée aren't enjoying it, and they're worried about burn-in, and he's got to be on them to make sure it doesn't burn in, then it didn't serve its purpose. So the message to you guys is, when we're out there doing our research, it's so important. But what it's done to this man and this family sucks. And why it sucks is it should have been a nice experience. Same with buying a car, and to a much larger extent buying a house or picking out stuff for your kitchen. It should have been an amazing experience for him. He should be sitting there right now enjoying it. Now he has to grin and bear it and hope to like it. To many of you, that's going to sound crazy. How does he hope to like a C9? Well, it's not his style. If you love bright LEDs, an OLED is never going to be good enough. If you love OLEDs, LEDs are never going to be good enough. And he has probably one of the best TVs money can buy. Then he has people pushing a Sony A9G on him. Like the A9G is going to look any more like the Q90. And they're forceful with it. You're nuts, dude. The C9's amazing. This guy's got it in his living room. And he's like, I don't love it. And that's the important thing. I know this video is getting animated. But what I'm saying is that when you're spending so much time doing your research, there's such a thing as too much information. The search is over. You like Samsung? You like QLEDs? Get a QLED. When we go back and forth from technologies, you go from an OLED to an LED. More importantly, you go from a gigantic size to a smaller size. I don't recommend going from 75 to 65. I don't recommend going from LED to OLED. They have their weaknesses. And yes, micro LED and mini LED, we'll see, guys. We'll see how they do. But my point is, defending your TVs to impress upon somebody else that they have to buy that. There's 700 videos on this channel. I've never told somebody they should or have to buy this. I will always say I recommend, even if I don't have it, to be objective to what that person's specific needs are key. But we get lost in why is it important to you? Why do the whole video? If you're in Michael's situation, keep in mind what you want, what you like. If you like vibrancy, if you like a TV that's super bright, you like a TV that has Samsung's look, you like Sony's look, don't let anyone tell you to get something else. Or you'll learn to like it. Guys, we shouldn't have an acquired taste when it comes to spending thousands of dollars. So Michael has a more expensive TV. He has an extended warranty that he paid for that doesn't cover burn-in. He also couldn't use the Samsung mount either. He now had to buy another mount, have the TV remounted. So now he has another, $1,500 spent on a TV that he doesn't like. And he's stuck. And a lot of you are going to say, no, he's not stuck. There's many things he can do. There's a few options that he's investigating. But for the most part, him, Dee, Brianna, and Taya are watching a TV they don't like. A TV that's not suited to their specific needs. It doesn't matter if the Q90 is accurate out of the box. It doesn't mean anything. They enjoy the vibrancy. I know people that love their TVs on Vivid. They're not wrong. And guys, everything we talk about here is just opinion. And I don't press my opinion upon anyone and say, hey, buy this. You have to buy this. I'll always say, how does it fit your needs? I talk to you guys in the comments every single day, multiple times a day. I've never recommended something and said, you should get this. You have to get this. It's going to change your life. That TV does not exist. That car doesn't exist. It's not going to solve everything, but it can definitely cause problems. Meaning you can see where it can go from a pleasure, where he's excited. It's holiday time. It's like a birthday. You're researching, you're looking at all the videos, you're looking at my videos, you're looking at other channels' videos, you're in the store looking, and you're going by everyone else's recommendation, because for a regular person that is trying to get into this, it can be overwhelming. And everyone telling them, my TV is the best, this TV is the best. It doesn't matter what I end up with. I'm a content creator. Anything in this room is going to be temporary. I'm always going to be unbiased. I'm always going to tell you what I think is best for you. That could be a TCL. It could be a Hisense. I'm a big fan of Oled. I don't recommend them every day. I would want one in a dark room specific to me. For Dee, Brianna, and Taya to have to now walk on eggshells because Michael's worried about this huge investment burning in. Now, burn-in can be avoided, but it has to be something you maintain. That's not something his family's going to want to deal with. They're going to want to be able to turn on music and let it run and have those images in the background and not worry about him coming home and being stressed out. So, it is a cautionary tale. I am sorry to Michael. The community did do an amazing thing and really showed up in the right way. It was after the two Q90s that were defective that he was left with no other choice. And that is the problem with the panel lottery, guys. Sometimes it's just a whole pallet of them. I had the KS9000. I had like 3 defective ones. And he was just tired of dealing with it. But he'll never get back the time spent. He'll never get back the money. He'll never get back the research of a guy that never watched TV videos, who's watching them constantly, who's still looking for feedback. 900F, 950G, Z9F. It's enough to make anybody crazy. That's why I started the channel. It was making me crazy. My wife was looking at me like, what happened to the freaking husband I have, who's now pixel peeping, who's now got his face against TVs? It can become a hardship. It can become an obsession. Do your research to a degree. Find what you like. But do not waver off that because somebody tells you this is the best. OLED is amazing. It's one of the best picture qualities out there. It is not for everyone. Don't let anyone tell you this is the best. That is the best. I have plenty of people that are very, very happy with the most mid-range TV. And the funny thing about those people is they're happy. They don't fiddle with the settings. They put on their content. They enjoy it. I'm the knucklehead behind it, taking things apart. Now, that's my thing. I enjoy it. But for a period of time, for me, it was a hardship when I was bringing back all these TVs. I don't want that for any one of you. That is the purpose of this entire community, is to help people like Michael. And in this instance, we helped him. I helped him. The community helped him. He had 2 defective TVs, and then the feedback started to hurt. It started to cause problems. It was too much information. Michael, really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry that you're stuck with the C9. As ridiculous as that sounds to many of you, this guy is a real person who spent a lot of money, who went outside the budget of his family, works very hard. He comes home and he's not pleased with what's there. He's not picky. He wanted the most basic, bright display. He would have been happy with a Q70 Q80. He didn't have to go with the highest end, but he wanted to do his research, and the research did not help. The research actually hindered him. But I want to thank all you guys in the community. I really do. I really appreciate it. I love you all. These videos are the most important to me. These videos, I don't care if they get 50 views, 5 views. This is why the channel exists. And I apologize for the length. They will always be long. This is like me sitting with you guys. I talk to Michael on the phone. Those conversations are long. This is what the channel is all about. So every 4 or 5 videos, you'll have these long ones. Michael, Brianna, Dee, Taya, those are real people that spent a lot of money, that are stuck with a TV that they don't want because of too much research, too many opinions, and perception is truth. You think you have the best TV? That's fine. You don't have to press that on somebody else and tell them they'll be extremely happy with it. They're individuals. They like the way the Samsung looks, and it is an excellent display, but they won't have it. They can't return it. They're stuck with it. Could you imagine spending that much money, doing that much research, and being stuck with something that you don't like? That is the essence of the video. Don't do too much research. And more importantly, guys, don't waver from what you like. You get a couple defective TVs, literally step away. Take a break, pull your money out of the store, and just say, I'm taking a few weeks. But don't compromise. And Michael, I'm sorry you're into this TV thing like the rest of us nuts, but yes, we change our mind quite a bit. We all gravitate towards what we think is best, and that opinion may change daily. Unfortunately, you got caught up in it, and I hope you grow to love the C9, or I hope you work it out with PC Richards to get your money back. Feel free to show them this video as proof that there's 5,000 people that are willing to cause a problem if they don't make it right by you. I'm here to support you. The community is here to support you. Say hello in the comments. Again, Dee, Brianna, Taya, I am very sorry that you're stuck with that TV. I think it's excellent TV, but I'm not living with you guys. And I'm sorry that you aren't happy with it. I'm sorry that my input helped it get there. I love you guys. Please leave your comments and your thoughts. And if you have a tech therapy video or topic that you want me to cover, something that's bothering you, let me know, and I will do video requests for that. Specifically, let me know. But shout out to Michael, Dee, Brianna, and Taya. Again, I'm sorry. Hopefully the C9 will be something that you like in the future. And it really does bother me that you're going to have to try to learn to love something that you work so hard for and should just turn on and enjoy. All right, guys, I am Brian at WhisperStatus74. I am so sorry for the long video. Thank you, as always, for all your support and for allowing me to have this platform. Take care.